Then they say that what happened was, now this is how bad the Sahaba were. The Sahaba were so bad that while Ali was burying the Prophet, peace be upon him, after he died, that Abu Bakr went out in the community and was campaigning for everybody to vote him in to be the Caliph, while poor Ali, in the meantime, was out burying the Prophet because evidently nobody else cared about him but him. And so while he was burying him, Abu Bakr went and stole the Caliphship from Ali. When Ali came back to town after burying the Prophet, he found out that Abu Bakr was the Khalifa. And he didn't do anything about it because he didn't want to cause a division in the Islam, because things were kind of, shaky after the Prophet died. A lot of people were, getting scared and no, what's going to happen now type thing. So he didn't want to cause a problem, so he just let Abu Bakr be the Caliph, but he should have been the Caliph. This is their version of the story. This is why they hate them. And then they also say that one of the Sahabas, I think it was Omar, that Omar got mad. Oh, you want the mic? Go ahead, take the mic.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. كان السؤال الذي وصل من الأخ مروان بخصوص استلام يعني الأمارة بعد النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، أو الخلافة عفوا. فكيف نظرة الشيعة بالنسبة لخلافة أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان بعد يعني موت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ فأجابت الأخت أن بالنسبة للشيعة هم يروا أن هناك حديث في صحيح البخاري، ويعني هي يعني تقول أنها تظن أنها قد رأت هذا الحديث وقرأته، أن النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم في وقت موته وكان دعا، وأذكر التي ذكرتها الأخت، كان دعا علي وأبو بكر حيث يعني كان يموت عليه الصلاة والسلام في فراش الموت يعني. ولا تذكر هل كان عمر أم لم يكن موجود، لكن أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم طلب القلم والورقة حتى يكتب كل الأمور التي يجب أن تسير بعد موته عليه الصلاة والسلام. قالوا يعني أن أنت مريض وهذا ليس وقت وكذا، ولم يكتب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. فهم يحقدوا على الصحابة بشكل عام لأنهم لم يعطوا الورق والقلم للنبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم حتى يكتب. وكذلك يعني أنهم يعتقدوا أن النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم حينما مات وانتقل إلى الرفيق الأعلى، وحيث كان يعني يدفنه علي رضي الله عنه في ذلكته، يعني أن استغل أبو بكر هذا الوضع، وبينما كان المسكين علي رضي الله عنه مشغول بدفن النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وحينما خرج علي ووجد أبو بكر يعني يقنع الناس بهذا الأمر، لم يشاء أن يحدث بلبلة وفتنة بسبب يعني الذي حدث، فأراد أن يستمر الأمر كما هو. Please continue, sister.
Okay, the main important thing that they are cursing them daily or not. And you can answer as well the question, second question, but make it short, sister, please, because there's too many questions. Okay, but the main is we want how they are cursing them daily. They are not satisfied because they are really hypocrites. They say we are not cursing them when they are in the media. They said no, we are not cursing them, but there is little misunderstood. But are they cursing daily or not? That's what the aim of my question, please. That's my case, yours.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes. Every day.
Okay, so they are cursing them daily. Okay. يبلعنوهم دائما كل يوم وكل ساعة. Sister, what do you think about the the ritual in Ashura? In Ashura, the Shia, they start hitting themselves with mice and faces, bodies with knives. What the media in America when they saw something like this? And your review when you've seen such a thing like this, and they call it so ritual. What do you think about that? Mike is yours.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, here in America, they really don't do that. In America, they are very calm, and they just use, like slap themselves. But I have seen videos in Lebanon where they do take the sword and they will cut themselves on the forehead. And what they do is they wear their death shroud, the white shroud that you're buried in. They wear that, and then they cut themselves in the forehead. And then after they cut themselves in the forehead, they say, Ya Allah, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Hussein, whatever, and hit themselves in the head until they bleed even more, until blood is running down their face and all over their thing to be buried in, their shroud. And then they take their shroud and fold it up, and then every year they do this, and they're going to be buried in that. It's supposed to mean that they loved them. The only thing that I've ever seen live is a few years back, maybe 2-3 years ago. They had a demonstration here, and the Shiites were demonstrating, and the brothers actually showed up. Normally they just beat the chest, which we were all used to that. They actually showed up with sticks, and the sticks, at the end of the sticks were chains, and each stick had like maybe 5 or 6 chains, and at the end of the chain was like a little pointy thing, and they were walking down the street, and they were beating themselves with it. I was horrified. I was so horrified. I was so shocked because I'd never actually seen it before, and I just could not believe that they do it. But they did it. They do it. Okay, take the mic.
What about, you've been there with them for 12 years or so, less or more, I don't know how long you have been entered this sect, Shiite. So, they always have you visit the graveyard where the Imam, Ali, Hussein, and what they are practicing when they go there. They bow and prostrate for the graveyard. To our knowledge, they bow and prostrate to the graveyard and seek help and refuge from this dead Imam. Did you believe in that once you entered that sect of Shia? And what is your reaction when you've seen such things like this? And what's the reaction in the West if they saw things like that? So what is your reaction first? Mike is yours.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I never saw the imams' graveyards, but as far as I know, they don't bow to them, but they do go to it, they touch it, they hug it, they kiss it, they cry on it, they beg them to please help them in whatever they need. I went to Shiite, just plain graveyard in Lebanon, where Israel had bombed a village, and they were under UN protection, and they were in a shelter, and they bombed it called Kunis. I've been there, and there they actually have like shrines, Kwana, something like that. Everybody that has was buried there has a big stone in front of their grave, and it has the picture of the person, and then they come and put flowers and wash it and cry, and they have like this big wall with everybody's name on it and pictures of them, and like what happened. They show them like when they were dead, how they looked, and then it's a big ordeal. They go like every Thursday and clean it and talk to them. But as far as the imams' graves, they are constantly being the shrines, they are constantly being, they're always there. You know what I mean? There's always one of them. Some of them are always there. And they're always asking. This is what they do. They don't bow down. It's not that they're going to go do 2 rakats in front of the grave. They don't do that. But they go to the grave. They'll stand there. They'll touch it. They'll hug it. They'll kiss it. They'll cry. They'll ask, can you so-and-so in the grave, whichever imam it might be, because there's 12 of them, but usually Imam Rizik's the main one. They really like him a lot. They'll say, Imam Rizik, can you help me? Ask Allah to help me. They always ask him or one of the 12 Imams to ask Allah to help them. In other words, they have no direct contact between them and Allah. They're asking him to forgive you. You don't just ask Allah to forgive you. The Shiites do the same thing with the Imams. They don't believe they can just directly ask Allah for something. You have to ask one of the Imams to do it.